Alrighty, we are going to mount these fiberglass bumpers onto the front of the Datsun 280Z. So you can buy adapter brackets, but I think they're supposed to go to things that you have on your car, or I don't have that. I don't even have horns, none of them. Although I do have some JDM horns I'll put in. But what I have kicking around is this aluminum angle. So we are going to put this in here. We're then going to weld it up. We're going to cut it down, and then we're going to drill our holes. So we'll have our 4 mounts, and we'll weld up the little slot. We'll get it into place, and then we'll make some side pieces that weld to that and go down. It'll center it in the car, and then it'll be a little bit more rigid and hold the fiberglass together. And then the side corners, we may even just use bolts and washers, and just bend the plates in to the existing holes right there, and just rattle it in with an impact, and bing bang boom, hamburger time. So yeah, come along for the botched job. Okay, so here we are now with our front bumper and our piece. So we're gonna put it on right around here somewhere. Our next step is going to be measuring our pieces that come out. We're gonna use the same angle, just like that, and we may make it just a little bit lower, and we'll pick up one hole here, and we'll just drill another hole there, and then we'll lay it on flat, so that edge hopefully onto there, and then we'll drill a hole through, and then probably when you have it bolted in, we'll gently take it off, bring it over the bench there, and then we'll give it a few little tacks and welds to give it some little more stability, because the 2 bolts might kind of want to let it roll. But yeah, that's really going to be it. So yeah, I'll go get a tape measure and a Sharpie, and then we'll see how far out it has to be. Alright, so we got our pieces cut, able to hold it up into place, and then kind of loosely get the bumper into a proper position. I mean, I've got lots of room to come out, and I can always angle it just a little bit, but once we get one bracket on into a rough position, it'll all be easier, so we can center it left and right and stand back and have a look at it. But what I've done is I've drilled my one hole, we located some tabs, put the marks on. Alright, it's on there. A ceramic tip cup shattered, so you can see fine, shattered. But yeah, we'll let this cool, and then we'll mount her on the car. I mean, this all has to come off again later to get it painted, which we're going to use that black there, that primer on that black. It's just a 2K black primer, and we got the paint coming from Summit. We're using their single stage. It's like an off-white they offer. Everyone seems to rave about how great the paint is, so we'll use it. But yeah, we'll get her mounted on, and then that'll be we'll drill our 2 holes, and that'll be that. So yeah, come along for the ride. Alrighty, so there it is. Oh, there we go. We will just pull it up into place, but the bumper is in. It's not 100% perfect, But it's also a fiberglass bumper, so I mean, none of them are perfect. You can see it's on there. Should be alright. Again, we can lift that side up. Nothing's straight when you're dealing with fiberglass, so I mean, we'll kick that over, push it in if we need to. The gap's roughly the same. I mean, it is a bit tighter on this side than the other, but we're in center line, so yeah, I'm not too bothered. Worst case, we can always just fucking tweak it a little bit by attaching like a hook or something and just pulling it over with a ratchet strap or something. But yeah, it's in there. It's attached with some M6 fasteners, which definitely not the strongest, but yeah, see, we're on. It'll hold up. So yeah, calling that success. These ones are going to be easy. When we have it off, when we paint it, I'll weld some nuts to the inside here, and then we're just going to get some long bolts. We'll push them on through here, and then we'll drive it in with an impact driver or something, just to get that right level of kind of positioning. So this can also go up and down just a little bit. So yeah, I think it was just lifted up there. But yeah, so yeah, sorry, getting a little distracted here. But yeah, we're in. It's got bumpers. You can see a little bit of it, but it'll all be painted black and you won't really notice much of it. So this weekend we're gonna sand the car down, probably get it ready for paint. I got a crew coming over to help me, a friend and his wife, and yeah, we're hopefully going to get the car down to about that color. But we just got to go through my thick layer of clear coat, my color, and down to here. I got shit tons of sanding pads. They're in there. So we've got 400 grit, 600 grit, and I believe 800 grit. And that should be good. So, and we've also got the rear bumper to install. So, it's a very similar thing. It's got these little tabs. We may do something very similar to how we mounted the other one. Although I was kind of thinking of just fixing this hole and just welding on some pieces of pipe with some bolt flanges on it. And then, yeah, just kind of noodling in some bolts on the backside, and then who cares? So, yeah. And then the side pieces we'll just put her on wherever, and yeah, we'll be set. And we gotta figure about lowering it, but we might just cut the springs for the meantime. But yeah, any comments, concerns, put them down below. Other than that, smell you later.